I'd like to discuss with you the emotional skill of self-reliance. This is the skill that enables us to rise to the major challenges of life. And after about more than a quarter of a century of studying how people make their best choices, how they seize opportunities and deal with stress and adversity, psychologists are almost unanimous that it depends on this skill of self-reliance expressed as something called self-efficacy. Put simply, self-efficacy is really how much confidence that you have in your ability to exercise control over your own behavior and events. And it involves essentially three skills. The first is independence. When you boil it all down, the basic difficulty in becoming self-reliant is overcoming dependency or insecurity. Our insecurities are often rooted in our fear of failure or fear of other people's judgments. So independence is the ability really to overcome the psychology that keeps us fearful and focused on our doubts and insecurities. One of my favorite philosophers, the German philosopher Hegel, put it this way. He said, to be independent of public opinion is the first condition of achieving anything great. I really love that. There comes a moment where we make the decision to stop being a product of our time and place and instead take more initiative to accomplish something distinctive with our life. In other words, to author something distinctive about our own story, to trust in our own creative initiative, or pick up the pen, if you like, and write the next chapter of our story. Because people with low independence typically display behaviors that in psychology we call impression management. It's almost like the question of their lives is structured by what will others think of me. We've really got to learn to shift focus from pleasing others and worrying about their potential judgments of us to really trusting our own views and communicating clearly our own perspective. Ask yourself, what do you believe? Then make a decision based on your own inner conviction and communicate that in an honest and straightforward way. The second skill involves self-belief. If self-reliance is about authoring your own story, in order to do that, you're really going to need to believe in yourself and back your own judgment. That deep belief in yourself enables you to take action to achieve your goals. I often say, and I've said it in the book, you can't lead a cavalry charge if you think you look funny on a horse. What that suggests is that there's a certain drama about leadership. There's a certain responsibility where you've got to actually get in the saddle and feel confident enough to look good in the saddle. Now that can be challenging if you're an introvert, a quietly spoken sort of person. But this is more than just your personality. This is a skill. In fact, Bruce Barton, the American politician philosopher, said it this way. He said, nothing splendid has ever been achieved except by those who dared to believe something inside themselves was superior to circumstance. So each success we have builds a robust self-belief and deepens our experience of self-reliance. And remember, there's plenty of evidence for this. It was a patent clerk that overcame failure on college entrance exams and changed the universe. His name was Albert Einstein. And likewise, a half-deaf man with no more than 3 weeks of formal education overcame his disability and invented the electric light bulb, Thomas Edison. And then, of course, there's a couple of struggling bicycle mechanics, the Wright brothers, who inaugurated the era of manned flight. Self-belief, independence, rising above your moment in history, seeing what can be done, confirming your progress by celebrating your successes and acknowledging the efforts that you've made. This renews the energy and provides that motivational lift to keep you moving towards your goals. And then finally, and fundamentally, is the skill of responsibility. Self-reliance requires you to take full responsibility for working out what has to be said and what has to be done. It really is the skill that separates us from childhood dependency to full adult responsibility. And there's a direct relationship between how much responsibility you accept in any area of your life and how much control you feel in that area. In turn, there's a direct relationship between how much control you feel in any given area and how much independence or self-belief that you have in that area. So responsibility, control, and a sense of independence, together with self-belief, go hand in hand. I remember it was Eleanor Roosevelt who said this. She said, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent." I really like that. Sure, we can all find reasons to blame other people for our circumstances and even be disappointed with our own personalities. But in reality, you never give away responsibility. All you ultimately give up is control.